Hello everybody and welcome to Alex Bites. I'm your host, Alex Delanar, and it's time for another match of Supreme Commander, Forge Alliance Forever. I've got for us today a 1v1 ladder match between Stups and Chosen on the map Mountain Lakes. Now, I just have a message for you. That's right, you specifically, you're awesome. And you rock, figuratively speaking. You're probably not a rock, but if you are, no judgments here. We're open here. This is a no judgment channel. So, go ahead, kick back, relax, have yourself a beer, unless you're underage or you don't like beer, but whatever your drink or vice of choice, I hope that you relax and enjoy yourself on this fun match that we've got today. Let's go ahead and launch into it. I'll see you on the other side. And here we are into the map on Mountain Lakes, a 10 by 10 map. Let's go ahead and start by introducing both of our players. Got it right the second time. Anyway, in the top area there, let's just zoom in first there. In the top portion, we've got Stups as our red Siren player, ranked 1531. And down here, we've got Chosen as our blue Aeon player, rocking a rank of 1869. Wow. Almost didn't manage to get that out in one try, but we got it. For our historical fact today, by the way, we've got Stups rocking the year 1531, the year where Austria and Hungary first officially recognized each other, which is quite nice. Presumably beforehand, they were acting like little obnoxious schoolgirls with like, hey, is that someone talking? I don't hear him. Must be the wind. Which, let me tell you, hurt as a child. Friendly little hello by the players there. And Chosen here with the year of 1869 was actually the year that the first periodic table of elements was introduced to the Russian Chemical Society by Dmitry Mendeleev. Yes, totally remember that. So we got ourselves a few cool years here, and that is the little historical fact of the day. Let's go ahead and let's actually pay attention to what these players are doing to start off with there. We got Stups here rocking the first land factory, of course. He's got himself a couple of engineers going for the reclaim there, going right for the tree reclaim. Going right behind, he's going to start getting all the back mexes there. Now, Chosen here has gone for first land, followed by, presumably, one of those is air, one of those is land. And it looks like first up is going to be the air factory, if I'm not mistaken. So second air from Aeon, which makes sense. Everyone says Aeon air is great because their tanks are squishy. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the map here. I haven't played on this map myself, but, you know, I've seen it already. So we've got ourselves a little bit of scattered mexes around the map there, a lot of choke heavy, but the most important part here I think is going to be the back mexes here. If we take a look at the cumulative count there, that is a total of 10 mexes in the back of your base. So regardless of how the rest of the map goes there, you've got a nice, decent amount of income back there. And if you actually take stock of the mexes kind of out there, we'll ignore that one because that's kind of outside of the choke area. That's an extra 3 plus 6 in there. That is 16 mass, safely nestled away inside your base. Just stopped by these few choke points there. However, this map very choke heavy. Aeon is going to be relevant, I think, because these choke points are broken up by the occasional little bit of water in there. Just look at that nice little bit of lake in there. You know, I always wondered with these very cut off water areas there, how the water stays so clear, because I'm pretty sure once you have a water source that is just not really getting too much new water flowing in and out, it eventually like stagnates a little bit. But look at that beautiful crystal blue water. Perfect for running your Aeon tanks over to raid your back enemy mexes. We'll see how well that goes. Anyway, speaking of raiding, we have ourselves these little cute little Aeon bots there, probably going to get shut down by that Mantis if those shots manage to hit. That guy is just running away from that fire like a boss, trashing down those trees. He's gunning for the engineer. If he's going to make it, I don't think he is because now the Mantis shots are rolling in, but oh my goodness, he is trying hard. He's taking those shots like a boss, but I have a feeling he's not. Oh, and there he goes. Yeah, he wanted that engineer with all his life, but the Mantis are quick. You can catch up to even the lab. Anyway, let's go ahead and remember to turn on the map there. As we watch how things are progressing in the map there, we got ourselves a couple of defending units in the back there to protect the engineer from any potential lab play, but Stups is not interested in sending labs onto the map. He's more happy with the more conventional laid-back approach. He's gone second air as well. That air is producing itself a first bomber. So he's going to go and try for some early air aggression, whereas our Aeon player here, it looks like actually a bomber as well. Yes? No? Apparently I can't see the queue. But if we take a look at that, that is definitely a bomber. So I have no idea why the queue isn't showing up at the moment. I've definitely got Chosen selected, but for some reason it just doesn't want to show me the build queues in the factory. So, you know, whatever. We don't need that. We can use our best judgment and actually look at the units there. It'll be good practice. So we have our bomber here running all the way around to make sure he doesn't run into anything sketchy, and he's going to go right for the back engineers. So hopefully he's going to get himself at least one kill. Meanwhile, the Aeon bomber is coming out as well. He's going to do the same approach there, so this is probably a very typical meta, running your bomber around the side there. He's going to get caught, or he's going to get spotted by a couple of raiding land units from Stups, who has decided that, yes, aggression sounds lovely. So maybe that, ooh, but we've got an interceptor running in from Stups there. So if his landing units spot this, then he is going to have a great time, because he's going to have an interceptor target. But it looks like, oh, it just entered range. Is he noticing it? Maybe not, so that bomber might get through after all. And that bomber probably has spotted that interceptor. Yes, he has on that radar. So we'll see if he manages to run by it. Oh, man. It's like a game of cat and mouse with bomber and interceptors. Oh, but the bomber at the back there, he got that kill, the engineer. Ah, poor thing. But he's got an interceptor right on his tail. So his tail in this game is probably just about over. Poor bomber. All he wants to do is kill stuff. And this is his punishment. It's a tough life. Anyway, this bomber here, it looks like he's gone for that engineer instead. So he's going to pick himself up a kill. Yes? Yes. Goodbye, little buddy. You tried your best. We have a couple of prowling interceptors around the map. Let's just go ahead and spot things. We have this Mantis here determined, no matter the odds, to hold that pass. But probably praying on the inside that those units don't decide to come at him. We'll see if it goes through. Anyway, bomber got shot down before doing any more work there. So, looks like a slight early aggression victory on the part of Stups, who managed to stop the engineer before claiming all the back mexes, whereas Stups has claimed all his back mechs, so that's good on his part. Let's go ahead and turn on just mass income at the moment to see the difference. Oh yes, look at that mass edge there. Stups has got himself a total of 41 mass income at the moment versus Chosen's 29. Apparently, never mind, that was a lie. Oh, he's got himself a huge power stall here, which is just completely trashed his mass income. Hey, his commander's under attack right there in the middle. We've got himself trying to build up some PD there. Unfortunately, his walls were going on the wrong side there, and that PD isn't going to stand a chance. So we got Cybern versus Aeon commanders with pretty similar health, but I think the Cybern commander would win overall thanks to the health regen. But probably not a fight you want to take with just commander v commander. Because after all, you got to get those extra units, get those off to get those health points down. Because you never want to have your commander with low hit points. That is just asking for snipes. We got himself a little interesting power gen queue there. For a second I thought it was prepping for artillery, and I'm like, this is too early in the game for artillery. Let's see, we got ourselves some units marching in the middle there, going to meet Stups halfway. Now, it's great to try and shoot the commander up, but I have a feeling he's not going to want to actually engage there, because that's not enough units to actually do any effective damage on the commander. And that's just going to give him some free target practice. And is he going to get that, though? No, they're just going to waltz away. Oh yeah, the Aeon tanks there, armed with a little bit of artillery, can easily kite the commander, but they're not interested in kiting, they're just going to run away. However, that is getting to be a scary amount of tanks right by the commander, who's isolated. So we'll see how well that goes. If I were him, I'd be pulling that commander back to my base, but I am a far less bold man than Stups, it would seem. Stubbs, it would seem. I keep calling it Stups, and I do apologize. Wait, no, it is Stups. Those P's and B's, who can tell the difference? We got ourselves a bomber here, just wrecking those marauding units. Oh, that's going to be a nice bomb. Oh, never mind, actually. The radius isn't as large as I thought it was on the Aeon bomber. That's probably a feature. Anyway, aha! And here we have it. Apparently spirits also float on the water. I did not know that. However, the Aeon Aurora tanks are not following suit. So those scouts there are going to be running all by themselves. I guess they do actually do some damage, don't they? Hang on a second. The Aeon scout does 1 DPS a second. That's even less than a snoop. So as the bomber rains death from above, maybe the scouts are going to try doing some damage, but no, apparently not. I mean, if you have 5 scouts, and you're all shooting mass extractor, that would only take 100 seconds, a minute, 40 seconds to kill a mass extractor. It could be done in time. We have ourselves a little bit of the landing just running in the middle there. That is not an engagement you want to take, streaming in single file against units with superior range. So that is going to be a very easy pickup there. Just a little bit of free kills for Chosen. I'm sure he'd be grateful for that. We got ourselves the bomber helping to clear out those tanks. The Aurora tanks all got picked off with very little casualties on the part of Stups, I do believe. But we got these tanks here charging right down the choke point, which I'm not sure is advantageous for the Aurora tanks, but they seem confident. Fortunately for them, all the units from Stups are deciding to go across the map. He might be changing his mind as soon as he spots those on the radar. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. But either way, so far, those Aeon tanks are getting a clear pass, so I'm excited for them. This bomber here, oh, getting some stuff out there and probably getting shot down by the anti-air. So he is by himself, but honestly, not the worst position to be in there, getting some easy kills. Having a grand old time. But let's not pay too much attention to battles, of course. We gotta see what's actually going to be going on from the players here. So we've got ourselves a little bit of mass upgrading there. We got factories going up. He's going for T2 factory for land. Meanwhile, on the Aeon side, looks like he's got himself no mass extractors upgrading in the middle at the moment, as well as no T2 on the way from any factories. And it looks like no T2 mass coming up overall, so Stups here doing a much better job, I would say, on the eco front perhaps, but failing a little bit when it comes to the units at the moment. He looks to be maybe wanting to counter that with his land, the T2 land upgrade there. However, we got a gun upgrade on Chosen's part there. We got a nice Aeon Sniper Comm, and that Cyberne Commander is all by himself, so he's going to need to run away into that cozy little water there. We have all the units smelling blood here like a shark. Oh my goodness, and no matter what happens, we got to pay attention to that front there. That Cyberne Commander hurriedly trying to run away from those shots. The Aurora tanks chasing right after him. Now, I suspect he'll be able to get away, but not before taking a ton of damage. 3,000, just below, apparently the... Okay, and there he is under the water. Whew. I'd be scared if I were him. Looks like those Aeon units got cleared up, or looks like they had a small engagement from the Aeon units up in here and decided to promptly run away and then come back again. But anyway, Chosen here decided to take the opportunity that he has been granted by shooing away Stups' commander by pressing forward a little bit. Oh, if only he went right forward there. There isn't much there except for T2 hurriedly coming out land-wise. If he pressed right now, we could maybe shut that down. Maybe not. Cerberus turret's coming up. And, you know, I am a 700 ranked player, and this is why I do not give advice to more superior people. Anyway, missed the air engagement going on there. At the moment, the interceptors are happily just popping the interceptors as they shoot out, but also taking a whole lot of anti-air to the face as punishment, but they're doing okay. So the air win for the Cyberne player. And meanwhile, we have a couple land units there from Stups. Really out of position there. They're going to regret going out there. And we have a nice little bit of raiding going on in the form of engineers looking to probably just had orders to try and build the mexes, but unfortunately Chosen kind of beat him to the punch, so he's going to be grabbing them instead. And so far, no real damage done, I would say, from Chosen, who is currently having, I was going to say, maybe having a commander battle in the water, but you can't have a commander battle in the water. Instead, he just went to stare him down, just kind of push him in the water, show him who's boss. And here we go. Now we have ourselves a little bit of aggression coming in. Those Wagners are probably not the most effective tool against all these Aurora tanks, but by golly, they're going to try anyway. The Jester's coming out as point defense. He's just going to want to take out the anti-air, and then he can polish off the units at his leisure, but so far, not interested in doing so. The Wagner, however, is out of the main body of the Aurora tank, so he's going to have a grand old time shooting those down. And that will get taken out, but not before doing a substantial amount of damage, and that's going to hurt. Meanwhile, we probably have some eco going up there. Yep, we already have 2 T2 mass extractors from Chosen, but still, he is behind on the eco front. Even with all the mass points he has taken out there, but soon that will end up doing... Hang on a second, we suddenly lost mass. He is definitely power stalling at the moment, which is hurting his eco. Whereas Stups is not doing so bad of a job. The gunship's harassing the eco just a little bit there. And it looks like, oh, he's got a tank out here. Or rather, he had a factory out here, but it was not. Oh, if only he was reclaiming that factory with the engineer, he might have been able to stop this. We have ourselves, wait, a thistle, never mind. Engineer, you still have a chance. You could take this over. Oh, but that thistle's right by the transport. If only Chosen saw it. Anyway, so he's charging out there, promptly runs into a few Cerberus turrets and decides, you know what, maybe I don't want to send my commander out. Now the range on this guy, if we see that, the range and him, okay, so he is definitely cannot outrange a T2 point defense. Jester's coming out to try and harass those units there, but there's a lot of anti-air in the army, and they're going to have to focus that down before they can do any real damage, but it looks like they are not. The Jester's going to go pop. Oh wait, are they? Nah, no, they're targeting the tanks down. Oh, just target down the anti-air. There's only 2 of them. 3 of them, I lied. We'll get to it eventually, maybe. Meanwhile, a little bit of counter raid coming in from Stups here is going to do great to even up that mass score yet again, because it looks like Chosen had climbed above But with this little push there and nothing to be able to defend against it, that is going to even up the eco count very nicely. And especially with all the mass being left by all those tanks there, I'm thinking that the more this goes on, the more this swings in Stups' favor here. We have ourselves torpedo battle going up, maybe. Stups is going for... I'd laugh if it was a torpedo come. Hang on, let's see. What is he upgrading? I can't tell. Oh, I can't tell. Nope, that was a gun upgrade. Meanwhile, Chosen here going for the torpedo launcher to try and have himself a commander battle after all in the water, but Stups is having none of that. Alright, we have Wagner's trying to chase down the Aurora tanks. Looks like the Auroras can just get in there, but it looks like the Wagners definitely have comparable attack range. Actually, hang on a second. So they have a range of 22, whereas the Aurora tanks have a range of 26. Can you believe it? Aurora tanks can outrange even T2 land units. Man, those things are OP, right? But the Radners get a range, and they're going to do a lot of damage to those poor, squishy Aurora tanks. And the Fervors as well. So far it looks like things have balanced up a little bit there. Oh man, all that eco damage. I missed actually what killed all those Mantis. Looks like they died right around there. Must have just been superior amount of Auroras coming in locally to help clear those out. But still, the damage was done. Stups is up to 53 mass, whereas Chosen is down to 35. We have ourselves a battle brewing right here in the side. Looks like maybe that's going to swing in Stups' favor at the moment with his T2. I would not be surprised. We have T2 coming out from Chosen. He does. His land factory coming out. And let's see what he's going to choose to build there. Looks like a couple T2 engineers. He is suffering hard on power. He has been power stalling for a very long time. So actually, it looks like his true eco might be around in the 40s. Not that big of a deal, but still, it could be a lot higher. Every little bit of mass matters, right? Looks like we have some engineer drops coming in to start trying to take stuff over. Looks like Chosen managed to shoo away a couple of those engineers and claim his territory. That is so much anti-air, actually. With even just a small amount of a deuce, he'll probably be able to clear that up if that fight ends up happening here. We have Chosen coming in here with his gun comm there, trying to turn the tide of this battle. There aren't actually many T2 land units in here anymore, but the force from Stups is looking scarier and scarier, and we have the Cybern Commander healed up quite a significant amount with gun as well to even the odds there. So this is actually looking kind of bad for Chosen. I mean, he's got a nice little force in there right now, but he's got no T2 units out on the 4 yet. And now we have Stups Commander starting to run out there, who actually isn't supported by much radar, actually. So we can't actually see anything coming out, which is dangerous. Oh, but he's got a lot of bombers out there. So he's taking some free pot shots from Chosen's commander at the moment. Really needs to get some coverage out there. It looks like air is being won by Chosen. That can help him later on in the fight there, but we have all the landing that's just pouring in right now against it. And I don't know, this is looking kind of hairy for Chosen, who is trying to back away, but he's getting stopped by all the units there. All his units are just melting. And I think that we have here a loss from them. Hang on. Oh, I was about to say, let's pause that before the explosion, turn the sound down, but that's okay, it's fine. And just like that, Chosen's early aggression was not paid off. He hung out in the middle just a little bit too long. We have bombers coming out. Are they going to get the kill on Stups? No. Oh man, if only these bombers, if only he had about 3 more seconds, he might have been able to land those bombs and finish off Stups for the draw, but just a little bit too late. So yeah, Chosen there did very well with that early aggression there, but it's kind of got a little bit gutted with that attack there, helping to really even out any kind of gains he made early on. And then he just hung out too long with too many T2 units building up to be able to force him back, and just got caught out of position, which is quite a shame. It looked like he never even managed to get any T2 proper units out, just the engineers. Looks like he had Obsidians queued up there, but sadly they were never able to see the light of day. So hey, that was a really fun match. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. This has been Mountain Lakes, Stups vs. Chosen, with Stups taking the victory. I've been your host, Alex DeLenar. I hope you enjoyed this match, and I'll see you all again next time.